Hey guys, today we're doing a positive video because last time we looked at the worst books on my TBR according to Goodreads. Today we're going to be looking at the best books on my TBR according to Goodreads. Let's get into it. As you can see, I have Goodreads open on my phone, so we're just going to go to the want to read list and we are going to sort by, we'll do average rating. And again, we're going to want to make sure we have it on the highest once it gets there. So yes, we do. So a lot of these, as you can see, have one rating, 2 rating. We're not going to really count those, but all those top 3 y'all just saw are all 5 stars. So the Guero, the White Mexican, and other published and unpublished works, I don't know where that came from. Then The Dreamer, The Beginning by E.A. Meeks. Mary McLeod Bethune, The Pan-Africanist by Ashley Robertson Preston. So Mary McLeod Bethune is local to my area. So that's where I know I got that one from. But the others, I don't know. So let's look at some of these. Oh, okay. So we have World Without End, Essays on the Apocalypse and After by Martha Park, which has a fantastic rating of a 4.94, but only 35 people have rated it, and it looks like it came out this year, yes, back in May. Oh, by Hub City Press, which is, again, a local publishing house. So I really love their store. They are just so kind. Southern hospitality, really. Zora the cat who lives there, she is so cute. We love a good bookstore cat, right? So I did add this to my want to read list back in January, so quite a while. In the vein of Lisa Wells' Believers, World Without End circles the connections between climate change and faith and the fear and fascination of the end of the world. I am somebody who, I love climate fiction, climate catastrophe. I eat it up. I don't know why I love it so much. I just am really intrigued by it. I guess because it feels like it's something that could really happen in our world, because sometimes we read these sci-fi or dystopian post-apocalyptic, like alien invasion. I mean, who knows, it could happen, I don't know, but what are the odds, you know? But with climate change and just weather in general, we know that there could be a natural disaster that could wipe us out, you know? That's something that is completely, totally possible. So I think that is why I'm drawn to that. Now this is listed as an essay nonfiction collection, so it is nonfiction and an essay collection. So that's different than what I was expecting. So we have Runaway Rails, 1940s historical fiction by E.A. Catania, which has another great rating of a 4.86, but only 7 people have left a rating. This was published in 2018, and I actually own this book. I think it is at my storage unit because I was going to add it to my historical fiction TBR this year, because I've been reading the highest rated books on my TBR of books that I own, but it wasn't in my house. So I do think it's at the storage unit, which I will be going there sometime soon, sometime this week, so I will be able to pick it up. But let's see what this one is about. Their violent stepfather threatens them. Catherine Aldenburg, or Kat, reacts in a desperate attempt to keep her sister Annie safe. Unsure if she's murdered him and terrified that she hasn't, Kat convinces her sister to flee together on the train to escape a past that haunts them both. I do think this is like a coming-of-age story of these girls who ran away in the 1940s. For some reason, I think it takes place in South Carolina, but I could be wrong. Something that it reminds me of is Kit Kitteridge, the American Girl, who I loved the movie. I had the doll. And it isn't actually listed on any genre, but it does say in the title that it is a historical fiction book. So our next one is Fallout by Jordan Rosenfeld, which has, again, a great rating of a 4.73, but only 22 people have rated it. And this book was also published in 2025, so a new release that came out back in May. And I added it on my want to read list last month. I think I heard about it on TikTok, maybe Instagram. I heard about it on social media, though. Again, I like dystopian post-apocalyptic books. Thank you, Hunger Games. Thank you, Divergent. The books of my early teenage years. Nuclear Fallout. That's another one where I'm like, is it going to happen? Or is it something way out there? I don't know. So journalist Justine Goodman, stifled by new motherhood, surrenders to an obsession with Project Nemesis, an all-women group of eco-anarchists set on dismantling dirty energy companies Ooh, yeah, that is cool. So, but Justine's actions have unwittingly attracted dangerous forces, and as these women hurtle towards collision, they each face the uphold what's right or risk shattering their lives. So I do like this is like a group of anarchist women. That's super cool. And I do love stories that have motherhood as a theme. Just part of being a woman. I know not for everybody because I don't see myself as a mother, but I think it's a beautiful thing. Motherhood is. So that's Fallout. Again, it did not have a genre listed, but I would say it's, again, like the sci-fi, dystopian, whatever, that kind of thing. But I mean, I guess even in normal times, you could go dismantle nuclear weapons or nuclear power plants. I guess you could. I don't know. The next one, I don't know why this is listed on here as twice. It looks like one's the audiobook and one is the physical book. So one just says 2019, one 2020. I'm going to go with the physical one, the one that looks like a physical one here. And that is The Only Plane in the Sky, an oral history of 9/11 by Garrett M. Graff with a great rating of a 4.72. And this one I feel like it's legit because 41,000 people have rated the book. Again, this was published in 2020, so nearing 20 years after 9/11. It was a New York Times bestseller, so this one, it's actually sitting, I think it's actually over there now. But yes, I do own this book, and 9/11 is just a topic that immensely fascinates me. It happened in my childhood, and I feel like it's really what set the scene for my lifetime. It was that big, massive event, and it really changed the world. I know people are like, that's an American-centric view. No, I think it really did change the world. So this says, the first comprehensive oral history of September 11th, 2001, a panoramic narrative woven from the voices of Americans on the front lines of an unprecedented national trauma. Over the past 18 years, monumental literature has been published about 9/11, from Lawrence Wright's The Looming Tower, which traced the rise of Al-Qaeda, to the 9/11 Commission Report, the government's definite factual retrospective of the attacks. But one perspective has been missing up to this point, a 360-degree account of the day told through the voices of people who experienced it. And that's another thing. I love reading people's stories of their, like, where they were when 9/11 happened, or like where they were when JFK was shot, you know, Pearl Harbor, those big events. I love just hearing everybody's stories because, like, everybody has one. Like, I remember when COVID, like, put an end to sports. I was watching the San Jose Sharks playing the Chicago Blackhawks, and it was Wednesday night hockey. The NBA canceled a game and everything. But yes, this book is nonfiction, and it does have audiobook on there, so maybe this is one that you would like to do the audiobook of. So it's history, historical, American history, true crime, politics, memoir, book club, biography. So that's like every kind of nonfiction there. And maybe it's good for a book club. Maybe my book club will vote for it in November. Who knows what they are going to end up choosing. But let's see the last book we're going to talk about in this video. Okay, this is another one with a lot of ratings. It is Invisible Child, Poverty, Survival, and Hope in an American City by Andrea Elliott. It has a great rating of a 4.70 with 18,547 ratings. This was published in 2022, and this was one of the New York Times 30 best books of the year. Also, the author is the winner of the Pulitzer Prize. This is actually kind of a subject that I was having with my dad recently, which is about how poverty and it being one, if not the biggest issue in the United States. So let's see what this book is about. The riveting, unforgettable story of a girl whose indomitable spirit is tested by homelessness, poverty, and racism in an unequal America, from Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Andrea Elliott of the New York Times. Invisible Child follows 8 dramatic years in the life of Dizani Coates, a child with an imagination as soaring as the skyscrapers near her Brooklyn homeless shelter. Born at the turn of a new century, Dizani is named for the bottled water that comes to symbolize Brooklyn's gentrification and the shared aspirations of a divided city. As Dizani grows up and moving with her tight-knit family from shelter to shelter, this story goes back to trace the passage of Dizani's ancestors from slavery to the Great Migration North. So I think this one sounds really good, and I think it would probably change a lot of people's outlook on things. That's always great when nonfiction can do that and makes you rethink everything you know. So this is listed as a nonfiction biography, audiobook, social justice, history, race, poverty, book club, sociology, and politics. So audiobook and book club. So maybe this would be a good audiobook to pick up, and maybe my book club will vote on it in November for Nonfiction November. But those are the highest rated, the best books on my TBR according to Goodreads. Have you guys read any of these? Do you trust Goodreads ratings? Let me know in the comments below. If you made it through this whole video, leave a beach emoji in the comments below. And as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell to be notified when all my videos go live. I'll see you in my next one. Bye! If you are familiar with my videos, you're used to seeing Sherman at the end of them. Sadly, Sherman has since passed away, but I would still like to encourage you guys to help your local shelters. Sherman was at the Darlington County Humane Society in rural South Carolina. I always have their link down below in the description if you guys would like to help them, but also help your local shelters as well. You can do that by donating, sharing posts like this one, volunteering, fostering, and adopting, which it's great to do all of those things. Great to help your community, great to help the animals in your community, and I cannot recommend it enough. All of my pets were rescues, they were strays or from animal shelters, and I love them so much, and I know how much love they can give, so knowing these pets at the shelter can equally give that much love, it's amazing. And y'all should totally take part and help out those local animal shelter pets, and please help them.